It's why we rap. It's why we rap this. It's why we rap.
Welcome in, Life in Color, coming back at you. My name is J2Y, you know that. Sitting here with a man that does a lot of stuff with sticks and stuff for the band
A lot of
Reps.
stuff.
Yeah. No, sitting here with Steve. He is the drummer from Reps, doing Reps Round 2.
That's right, yeah.
Thanks so much for doing this, man.
Thanks for having me.
So he plays, like I said, alongside with Colton in the band Reps. So we're just talking, kind of a long history between you guys.
Yeah.
You've known each other since you were kids, pretty much. I mean,
Since the summer before second grade.
it's definitely a long time.
Long time,
Long
yeah.
time, yeah.
Going
So,
on like 20 years now, so it's nuts.
Yeah, I was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you feel old, I'm sorry.
No problem at all.
Anyway, so that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about tattoos. So obviously I can see the sleeve, you got some stuff on that arm.
Some stuff, yeah.
Yeah, if you want to start, which one was your first one?
My first
If you still have it.
Yeah. It was this Alkaline Trio logo right there.
Okay.
Got it on my 18th birthday. I was just a huge fan of that band in high school. I mean, I still am. I think everything they do is awesome. But especially in high school, I just was really into more so punk than heavy music. I was really into like ska and punk and some pop punk and stuff. But Alkaline Trio was like probably my favorite band at that time. And yeah, I just thought the logo was like a really cool logo. I liked how it was like a heart and then a skull, something like kind of the whole like balance of like nice and not nice.
Yeah, definitely.
So then like literally 2 weeks later, I think I went and got the two lilies, the like wilting lily and the blossoming one, to kind of keep that whole balance of like death and life kind of thing. I don't know, I think I was just trying to be deep and dark at 18 or something. I really had nothing to be so dark about.
Yeah.
And that was done by a guy named Brian, who was at Love Hate at the time. He's out in California now, somewhere. I still follow him on Instagram, but yeah, he's an incredible artist. And then he also just freehanded like the rest of this stuff up to here. So like the wings.
He freehanded the wings. Wow.
He freehanded the wings, the like little branches there, the diamond, all that. Because I went in there and I was like, I don't know what I want at this point, but I want something. He's like, do you trust me? I was like, yeah, for sure. So I was like, yeah, that's sick, let's do that. So
nice.
he just drew it right on me and tattooed it. And then, let's see, I'm trying to remember what was next. That was all I got from Brian.
Okay.
I got, actually my foot, I think, was the next one I got.
Oh, you got something on your foot.
I got one on my foot. Honestly, not bad.
No, okay.
A lot of people said the foot sucks. I had no issue. Really.
Okay.
I mean, except the only thing was I went to eat Chipotle like right before it.
That's probably a bad idea.
So yeah, my buddy Tom Bowman, he owns Classic Trilogy out in Syracuse now. Great tattoo artist, also a fellow Star Wars nut like me. So he was like the right guy to do it. He did this like traditional R2-D2. It's kind of like a hybrid between like a traditional piece, because we talked about doing a lightsaber through the top of his head, but instead we just kind of did like that traditional dagger and like the branches to kind of keep that traditional vibe, but I have like the rebellion emblem in the middle of it. That's honestly probably one of my favorite tattoos, just because like Star Wars takes a pretty big chunk of my life. Even at almost 27 years old, I'm just buying toys and shit all the time. Oh, and I have this one on my leg. I don't know if I could get
you got two skinny jeans?
Yeah, exactly. That is a hipster raptor drinking a PBR on a skateboard, which my friend Casey Diaz at Kamikaze, we went to college together.
Okay.
And that's where I met him. Same time I met like Jordan and Mike, and like our second year of school, he started like apprenticing as a tattoo artist, and I always joked around like, yeah, when you're tattooing, we're gonna do the sickest tattoo. I think it was at like a party or so. I was like, we'll do a hipster dinosaur on a skateboard. And when it finally happened, I think he was just like, put your money where your mouth is and get that hipster dinosaur. I was like, fuck yeah, I am. So yeah, I mean, it's like probably one of the goofiest tattoos. I mean, definitely the goofiest tattoo I have.
Yeah.
But like one of my favorites by far.
Yeah.
It's always a conversation starter. Like, I have a hipster raptor drinking a PBR on a skateboard.
Wait, what?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean that one's cool. I have the crest from The Legend of Zelda.
That's what I was
there.
saying. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, and that one Casey also did. and it was like right after he had broken his hand.
Ooh,
And I was like,
okay.
I was getting my nose pierced at like the shop he was at the time. And he's like, oh, do you want a tattoo? I want to see if I could like tattoo with my messed up hand. I was like, yeah, whatever. So,
Like, all right.
and honestly, like I love it. I've always said I was gonna finish it, but I kind of like how it's just so much negative space. I kind of want to do something around it and just leave it negative space. But
now with you, do you sort of, because obviously you got like, you know, the funny stuff, do you sort of strive, not so much for like, for perfection, but you still like understand, like, you know, have fun with tattoos?
My whole thing is I kind of try to let the artist do as much of their take as possible.
Okay.
Because you're gonna get a better tattoo that way.
Okay.
You know, like every artist has like their strengths and like what they like to do, and I've noticed that like you get a better tattoo if the artist is like enjoying it. And not saying like I have bad tattoos, because I've kind of had that like mentality from the start. I feel like a lot of people scrutinize and like try to like be so picky about what they're getting, and like, yeah, it's permanent, but even if like in 5-10 years it's something like you don't love it as much as you did originally, like that's gonna represent some point in time at your life. And you know, not to say I don't understand why people get tattoos covered up. I get it. I've been there, so thankfully only once. But like I get that sometimes you know you gotta change things. But like for the most part, I just like to let the artist do their thing, and like, you know, I'll have like an idea or like a little bit of input, but like really for the most part all my tattoos I've just been like, yeah, do your thing. Like I kind of want this is the space I have to work with, I like these colors, do your thing. And it's worked out pretty good for me so far. So.
Like you said, you had a guy freehand your entire shoulder.
I mean that, let's see, what else? I got this, was also a Tom Bullman piece. He did like a similar thing, except it had a dagger through it. And I just like saw it in his like book of like paintings. It wasn't even something he did for a tattoo. It was like a painting. I was like, I really fucking love that. Have you tattooed that on anyone? Because I would love that somewhere on me. And he's like, let's do it on your arm, because I didn't have like all I had at the time was like this and you know like nothing up here. So he went to place it there, and I had already gotten the 9 from when I was in Ice 9 Kills. So
I was going to talk.
So that was just something like after my first tour, when like we hadn't really firmly decided, like if I filled in for the first tour I did, which was a funny story because like I could play like bass enough to like, I was working at Guitar Center at the time, I could play it enough to like play a Blink-182 song or like, you know, sell a bass, but JD, the guitar player, he's like, do you know how to play bass? I was like, absolutely, man, I totally know how to play bass. I can fill in for you on a tour. And then he gave me like the material, like the bass tracks and like all like the music to learn. I was like, oh fuck. You know, like shit. And like I had like 10 days to learn like a headlining, or no, I think it was a week. I had a week to learn 10 songs.
Wow.
Like a 10-song headlining set, and then a few songs for encores. And then we left for a month, and I was like, I don't even fucking play bass. We're gonna figure this out, because I was just in a spot where I like wanted to get away for a month, and I was like, yeah, I really like this band, and I'm just gonna do this, even if, you know. And I thought there was no way in hell that I was gonna like stick around after that tour, especially after like the first few shows, because I would just turn the volume knob down and pretend.
So no one could,
And he kind of sat me aside and was like, you have to like fucking learn how to be good if you want to keep doing this. So, but I mean, I was no Victor Wooten, but I got good enough to hold my own for a little. This piece was done by a guy's name's Andrew Stortz, and he's from like Potsdam area, and he was doing a guest spot at the shop here in Rochester that Tom Bullman was working at before he kind of moved on to different cities and ended up in Syracuse. But I was just there hanging out with Tom, and he didn't have anything to do. And he's like, you want a tattoo? And I was like, yeah, sure, like, I'll get a tattoo. And I didn't like have a plan to get a tattoo that day at all. So he's like, yeah, what do you want? What do you like? And I was like, I don't know. I like flowers. I like feathers and wings and like birds and that whole like aesthetic. So he drew up this like raven on a traditional rose. I was like, sick, yeah, throw it on there. It'll fill in the space that I need to. So yeah, Tom did this like traditional shark during Shark Week.
Nice.
Next to Star Wars and cars, sharks are like a huge thing I've been fascinated with since I was like, I can remember being like 3-4 years old and watching Shark Week with my dad before it was even called Shark Week. It used to be called Shark Bowl, and it was like the Super Bowl like commercials, but with sharks. And I still have some of it on like VHS, but
Now, for the younger generation, VHS was
tape. Yeah. People don't know what that is.
Exactly. It was before DVDs and Blu-rays.
Yeah, I remember when getting a CD player, when my parents got a car with a CD player when I was a kid, and that was a huge deal. It was well, we're gonna have to start buying CDs now.
I noticed a little dude on the back there.
Yeah, so this is probably my favorite tattoo.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess it's hard to say because I really love my Reaper and my Plague Doctor over here, but this, so this here is the Tally-Po, and it's from a story. It was originally an Appalachian folklore, tale. And when I was in 2nd grade in elementary school, in our library class, it got read to us. And basically the whole, it's this dude who lives out in the wilderness in the Appalachian mountains or something. And it's the end of a season where food is thriving. All the animals have hibernated, and he lives there with his 3 dogs, and he's scrounging for food, and he sees this creature with a giant tail, and he tries to kill it, to eat it, and all he manages to do is cut its tail off as it's escaping.
Okay.
And he cooks the tail up in a stew and eats it. And then the creature starts coming back to his house every night, and he'll send the dogs to chase it. And depending on which story which version you hear, one by one, less dogs start coming back, or the dogs just run away or get lost. I think it's probably not wanting to tell little kids that the dogs were eaten.
Yeah, right, probably.
I like to imagine that the dogs got lost, because I don't like to imagine any puppies getting hurt.
Right?
Anyway, but eventually the guy finds himself all by himself, and the creature gets inside his house while he's in bed, and there's this image of the creature crawling up from the bottom of the bed while he's hiding under the covers, and all you ever see in the book is the creature's long ears and its big yellow eyes, and then it's furry and whatever, and the creature actually attacks the guy. And it's, I guess, assumed it eats him because in the end of the story, there's nothing left of the house except for the foundation of the chimney. And supposedly you could hear the creature, end the night saying, "I got my Tally-Po back."
Okay.
And, a lot of the kids in my 2nd grade class didn't like that. And me being, the sick and twisted little kid, that was, my favorite little story.
Oh, my God, yes.
So then I was, thinking, what to fill this arm with. And I'd, I don't know what it was, some, nostalgia hit me, and I was I want the fucking Tally-Po.
Right.
So I actually I had to go to 6 libraries within the city of Rochester to track down, because there's different copies of the book, but I really liked the colors and the illustrations in one certain version.
Okay.
The one that my school had growing up, and I tracked it down, and actually Beth Stanley, who's over at Skin Deep in East Rochester, she did this. I gave her the book, and I was I want this, but I want it to be scary and dark, but still a version of this. I want you to make it grotesque and dark, but also use kind of that color theme. And she had the book for less than a week, I think, and she drew something up, and I came in and I was that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
went in over a couple sessions, got that, and then she did all the wind bars and filler in my arm, because it was all spotty pieces. And I have that random skull that I got from a guy named Joe from Connecticut on tour one time. But yeah, Beth kind of tied everything together, super awesome. Let's see, on this arm I have, besides the Zelda thing, I have this Plague Doctor, which I went to Casey and I just wanted a tattoo there. I had to cover something up, and it wasn't very big, but I was I just give me something big that'll cover up, and then I'll just fill out the whole arm. And he was showing me some things he had done recently, and he's I kind of want to do a Plague Doctor. I was that's fucking sick. I'd be super into that. And he drew it up, and he just did it, and I love it.
Now, what is the Plague Doctor?
Back in the Black Plague, they believed the bubonic plague or whatever. They believed that the sickness was carried through putrid air. Okay. So doctors would wear these suits and these crazy masks that looked like a giant beak, and would have different herbs and stuff in the beak to try and keep the air from getting them sick. Okay. But it's really just a menacing figure, and
yeah, I don't know if I want a doctor that looks like that going towards me, or just let the plague take me. Yeah. Yeah.
And then this one, a buddy of mine wanted to get a tattoo, and I was you gotta go to Casey, because that's who I had just gotten this by. I was go to, he wanted a traditional thing, and I was that's Casey's bread and butter. Okay. You gotta go. And I brought him there, and Casey kind of drew out his thing, and then I got hit with the fever. I was like, yeah, I just want you to do something here.
Do something.
I don't really fucking care what it is. Just like throw something there.
Yeah.
And he's really good at like reapers and stuff. Like he's like, I'll do a reaper. That's like my thing. And, hell yeah! So
let's do it.
I got this reaper, and he's got like some kind of feathered wings, more like a traditional style. But again, I just really like the wings and. I love the hourglass. I've always wanted like an hourglass tattooed somewhere. Yeah. And Casey had done an hourglass tattoo years ago that I really wanted. He like drew it up. It had like a line from one of his old band songs, and someone like claimed it before me. I was like, fuck, I always wanted that tattoo.
Right.
I was so upset I didn't get it first. So when it came to it, I was like, yeah, throw an hourglass in there, you know? So, and yeah, he just hit it out of the fucking park with that. We just did it in like one session.
Oh wow! Okay. Now, how long was that session?
That was long. I remember I was in a lot of trouble with my girlfriend that night because I told her I'd be home at like some time, like to come hang out, and she was sitting at my house while I was getting tattooed for like 4 or 5 hours. But I would like prefer I hate the healing process of tattooing. So very few of my tattoos have been done like outline first, and with this one was done outline and then color. But pretty much every other tattoo I have. Besides one that is just outline, it was just one sitting. Which I mean, like this one was like we had a couple breaks, but like that was like a 7-hour like sitting like overall. And, like you know, it was like probably 5 hours. That was 4 or 5. But I hate the healing process, so I'd just rather get it all done and be miserable and have a sticky arm once, and I'm like, oh yeah, it looks great. And it's so hard, like to keep them clean and stuff. Like I actually the dinosaur on my leg, I got a crazy infection in it because. At the time, I was working at Guitar Center, and they're like, you can't wear shorts. And I was trying to wear shorts, so I didn't have pants on it. And I kept wearing pants on it. It got so infected that I had to go to urgent care. And they gave me this like shot in it. My leg was like swollen up, and the whole tattoo was like unrecognizable. Like I thought I was gonna lose it. And then I went back to work the next day with a note from the doctor, and I had a pair of shorts in my car, but I just cut a pair of pants, one leg off. So I looked like a total idiot. And I walked in, and I was like, "This is a note from the doctor. Either I wear these or I wear shorts. What do you want?" And you know, I was wearing shorts for the next few weeks, but like surprisingly, the tattoo was fine once the swelling went down. So it's another fun little story.
Just taking care of everything. Like you say, just with the infection, make sure you're where you go. Any other kind of advice you would have for people?
Don't think too hard on it. Just do it. I mean, I honestly, like, people's, like, I've had other older relatives and stuff always ask, like, aren't you going to regret that someday? And it's like, honestly, no, probably not, no. Like, I had wanted tattoos ever since I was a young kid. You know, I was into, like, bands like Blink-182 and Green Day and stuff like that, and they all had tattoos, and, growing up and playing in bands, other musicians had tattoos. A lot of the bands that
you sort of get that bug, being around
exactly,
you.
And like the whole art factor behind it, and I mean, I plan on. I haven't gotten tattooed in probably close to a year, but literally that's just because I work like a dog. And honestly, like I have so many ideas of things that I'd like. I want to get my chest done. I want to get this. I want to get that. I want to get tons of things. So.
So you got the Ice 9 logo. You gonna get a Reps logo too?
I definitely am going to.
Okay.
And I want to get something from Storm the Bay. Okay. Because that was like such a huge part of my life, and I actually, I've started playing with Storm the Bay again here and there. Their drummer who came after me is like moved, and he actually tours teching for state champs now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because the original drummer for Storm the Bay is the drummer of state champs now.
That's how you do it right there.
Yeah, right. So
you're just sort of waiting,
they
keep moving up. So,
I mean, that whole like we're all just like one big family of musicians kind of thing.
Definitely, yeah.
I mean, honestly, I see myself playing music with Mike and Jordan for indefinitely, and Colton too, obviously. But like Jordan, Mike, and I have been writing music together on and off since I was barely 19 years old, and I feel like they're almost like my musical creative soulmates in a way. So, it's funny, like when we write, Jordan and I like literally come to the point where we're like going to kill each other, and then like we're both so stubborn and passionate, and then Mike and Colton kind of break it all up, and we all
just be like, dudes,
come full circle when it's all,
It's like, guys, just take 5 minutes, come back.
So and then I wanna like do like a Star Wars sleeve up this leg.
Okay.
There's like other things. I want to get like something for my dog, probably like something for my parents. I really want to get like the Buster Sword or something from Final Fantasy VII. So my interests are all over the place.
Definitely, you still got obviously a lot of space to work with on you. So
Yeah,
you
I've
some
got a
room,
good
so,
amount. So
yeah, definitely. So just want to say thank you so much for sitting down and talking tattoos. Always fun talking to you guys.
absolutely, man.
So,
Thank you very much.
thank you. So guys, reps, man. These guys are gonna be hitting it big. So make sure you check them out, man. Poison Youth out now. Go see these guys. They'll save your
Please,
life.
and buy something.
Always buy something.